Keynotes from the book Using AI for Marketing. Here's what AI can do for marketing. Number 1, get deep insights. For example, by monitoring social media like X and Reddit. 2, personalize at scale. 3, improve productivity by automating repetitive tasks. 4, make predictions. 5, optimize marketing and advertising for awareness, purchase intent, and sales. Serve the right ad with the right copy, design, and offer, shown to the right person at the right time and place with optimal frequency in the correct order within the right media mix. 6, create content such as first drafts of blog posts, press releases, and email subject lines. 7, tailor customer service. Provide a customer service agent who is always immediately available and knows your full account history. 8, gain competitive advantage by innovating faster. Other ideas: brainstorm proposals, fill missing gaps in your writing, add research, examples, and data to your copywriting, organize your information automatically, repurpose your content for different formats such as YouTube Shorts, blog posts, and presentations, etc. AI assistants are helpers that do tasks like scheduling or retrieving information. AI agents run tasks based on set rules such as repetitive tasks for customer service and marketing automation. AI co-pilots provide real-time recommendations and automate tasks. 21 ways to incorporate AI into your marketing strategies. Number 1, market research, such as analyzing market trends and competitor activities, or compiling findings from focus groups or insights from interviews. 2, customer segmentation and targeting. 4, customer loyalty programs with personalized rewards and offers based on churn risk and so on. 5, customer feedback. 6, email marketing with automation and personalization. For example, set up logic for how to respond to people and route messages. 7, direct mail personalization. 8, chatbots and virtual assistants. 9, event marketing with customized invitations and follow-ups to attendees. 10, out-of-home advertising with optimal timing and displays. 11, retail media with AI-powered kiosks and apps with optimal offers. 12, ad targeting and optimization. Generate media plans, automatically adjust bids, and targeting with personalization. 13, social media marketing with optimized distribution. 14, SEO. 15, TV and radio ads. Customize your ads on the fly by relating them to what's happening in the show. 16, website personalization. Produce customized versions of websites and landing pages for each visitor based on their digital behavior to make them more relevant and to increase conversion rates. 17, influencer marketing. Identify the right influencers for a given brand or campaign and develop virtual influencers. 18, media mix modeling. Determine the right frequency and reach across channels. 19, lead scoring and nurturing. Assess leads based on their likelihood of buying to prioritize who you follow up with and who you do outreach to. 20, content creation and curation. Generate text, images, audio, and video. 21, predictive analytics. Forecast sales trends, customer behavior, and inventory. Be cautious of major unexpected events, as AI often doesn't work well in these situations. Here's a case study of a beer from Beck's that was built with generative AI. AI came up with the idea for a new beer. It also generated the recipe and came up with the product name. It produced the brand manifesto with a brand point of view. AI was also used to make the logo, tagline, can design, and website campaign. It made the posters, billboards, social media ads, radio ad, and video script. AI identified the right influencers to promote the beer with specific lines the influencers should use. The beer quickly sold out after launch, and you see that it was almost entirely an AI-driven campaign. Problems with AI. As you look to expand with AI, consider your tech stack and whether it's capable of integrating those specific AI tools. Also consider risks in implementation, such as data privacy and algorithmic bias. For data privacy, be very careful about what information you enter into your AI tools. When you use AI tools to brainstorm ideas for things like blog posts, you don't have to be that concerned with risks. Same with when you use AI to do competitive reviews based on competing websites. But if you're inputting sensitive customer data into ChatGPT, then you need to be careful. For algorithmic bias, sometimes AI engines overcompensate and create new biases. Being very specific with your prompts is one way to overcome this. Some estimates suggest 80% of AI projects fail, twice the rate of IT projects that don't involve AI. This data, though, is based on very large, complex projects with big companies. Let's consider why they fail in this case. 1, misunderstanding the problems AI should solve. 2, not having the necessary data. 3, not focusing on solving customers' problems. 4, not having the necessary infrastructure. And 5, trying to solve problems that are beyond what the technology is capable of. Despite the high failure rate in large companies, 84% of organizations successfully transform a generative AI idea into production within 6 months. Skill gaps are another concern, but those can be overcome by encouraging experimentation and usage. Lack of clear return on investment. This is ironic because so many investments in business do not have a clear ROI. For example, what's the return on investment of Salesforce or HubSpot? Nobody really knows. Despite the lack of a clear ROI, benefits can be very tangible. For example, a team might be able to produce 10 times as much content, or you may not need to hire more people. Maybe you can personalize a video for 1,000 different people and improve response rates in the process. Integrating with existing systems. While it may be a challenge at first, AI can help normalize reporting to provide a unified view into what's working across systems. As with many technologies, AI is often most effective when it's invisible. For example, when it's not obvious there's a robot behind the scenes streamlining everything. Here's an example of a successful AI implementation from a hotel. Over 23,000 conversations were fully automated by a chatbot, a 96% automation rate. That saved 1,200 hours. On peak days, the app automated 130 conversations, with only 2 of those directed to staff, indicating high customer satisfaction. Key factors for evaluating AI. Relevance to business goals. Are you solving a problem or just forcing AI into your business? Value for customers. Costs, reliability, usability, integration. Consider doing an AI audit. Step 1, list your marketing tasks, such as researching topics, done weekly for 1 hour, drafting content for 2 hours per week, editing and proofreading for 1 hour, SEO for 30 minutes per week, designing graphics, sourcing data, and writing descriptions. Step 2, determine your automation potential. Figure out if AI can automate repetitive tasks and whether AI is even needed for those automations. Figure out how much human oversight you need. Step 3, prioritization and ownership. For example, you might assign Sarah to blog posts that involve a specific AI tool and give that a high priority. You can also indicate that AI should be avoided for PR pertaining to the business, or should only be used for first draft production. Step 4, review effectiveness. Keep in mind that benefits from automation are usually incremental rather than happening in a dramatic and instantaneous transformation. AI often frees people up from tedious busy work so they can focus more on strategic or creative tasks. You might make a spreadsheet with tasks such as researching topics, drafting content, and editing. Look at the time spent on each of these tasks before automation. For example, 3 hours, then the time spent after automation, such as 1 hour. So the time saved on a task could be 2 hours. You can also monitor perceived effectiveness by staff who rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. Lastly, step 5, monitor and optimize. Here's a good quote from the book. With AI, you don't need to be as good a writer, but you need to be a better editor. In other words, you need to review and improve the work that AI produces. Have an eye for whether an image or video is on brand. AI is really good at generating first drafts, but not so good at final drafts. If you give AI better inputs, like examples of past work or style guides, the AI will get better at first drafts. But treat AI outputs as first drafts that need to be optimized. With AI, you can make video avatars that deliver personalized messages tailored to individual customers based on their purchase history and preferences. Optimize customer personas and personalization with AI. AI is excellent at developing personas, but humans are way better at telling stories based on those personas. Persona development and enrichment is one of the strongest applications of AI. You can enhance existing personas and summarize them for key audiences, such as your clients. AI makes your personas interactive by asking it questions, such as, how do you stay informed about your industry? What are your biggest pains? How can the marketing team help you? Would you respond better to a direct sales pitch or a soft sell? AI creates personas based on relevant information, and not just obvious, but irrelevant factors like gender. AI can build your persona from scratch and create images for them. Applied persona development, lead generation. AI can search for prospects that align with the details of a persona, and you can reach out to them with a personalized message. Find the specific subreddits to engage with your persona. Prioritize sponsoring an event or a speaking engagement. Audience segmentation. Create segments based on behaviors, customer journey mapping, and content personalization. Get real-time info about these journeys and personalize content for different personas. Some people are using synthetic data for research, such as engaging with a virtual custom persona. But you have to be careful because there is bias inherent in the training models that create these personas. These are based on data, usually that's available on the internet, which is not always representative of reality. You should have a real human benchmark and primary data from real humans when possible. How AI transforms customer interactions. Personalized responses based on customer history and their usage of language. Omni-channel personalization based on preferences for direct messages, phone, email, etc. The bots themselves can be a mix of text, voice, and video. Proactive responses based on historic data that maximize lifetime value. Tailored upsells and cross-sells based on purchase history and interests. Dynamic pricing. Adaptive communication styles. For example, people that want more hand-holding versus a more direct and concise communication or self-service. Smart FAQs personalized to the buyer. Sentiment analysis. Optimized timing for human-to-human interaction. Personalized onboarding and product education. Everyone may one day have their own AI agents to represent them and manage online tasks and information gathering. AI agents may make decisions on behalf of human buyers. Here's a case study from Klarna. Within a month, their assistant had 2.3 million conversations, that's AI-driven conversations, leading to a 25% drop in repeat inquiries and was on track to drive $40 million in profit improvement for the year. AI in content creation. Research. AI is great at role-playing. For example, have it pretend to be a chief data officer for a major credit card company and try pitching it your product. Let AI choose your media, a video, a text-heavy social post, a white paper, a podcast, or perhaps a series of Instagram posts or stories. Let it find out which one is best. AI can help choose your channels for expansion and determine your style and tone. IT can figure out what celebrity or public figure to use as a reference for your tone of voice. But AI has its problems. For example, it can hallucinate. It's surprisingly bad at some simple tasks like counting words in a block of text or counting the number of characters. Here's a good quote from the book. AI is great at generating content based on its training data, but it's terrible at making things up that it hasn't seen before. AI can help with scheduling and optimization. Publish based on when your audience will engage the most. Automate tasks like collecting data from different sources, putting it into a report and analyzing it. For SEO, let it suggest keywords, content, and distribution methods. For SEO, your content should be relevant, purposeful, and unique. Promotion and distribution. Serve the most relevant content to customers at the right time. Find out which elements are most effective. Specific headlines, copy, images, calls to action, etc. Influencer marketing. AI helps with influencer identification. For example, I personally use M1 Project and SparkToro for identifying influencers. Historically, influencers were identified with keywords, but today, AI does it in a more sophisticated way. For example, by scanning posted photos. Influencers can also be generated entirely with AI themselves. I've done this by combining various tools, such as Fal.ai for image creation, and then Mimic PC for face swapping, and Kling for video production. One case study is BMW partnering with the virtual influencer Lil Miquela. How to prompt. Traditional search engines basically just retrieve information. But today, AI does much more. That requires changing your approach to prompts. Use specific directives such as you must provide a detailed response. Use affirmative statements and avoid negatives. I once struggled to get Midjourney to omit facial hair because it misinterpreted my negative instructions by saying no facial hair. Try role-playing instructions such as, you, AI, are a theoretical physician, or your audience is an expert in cybersecurity. Repeat keywords such as step-by-step. Use specifics such as how long a response you want. Ask the AI to double-check for biases. Ask the AI to model the styles of writers such as David Ogilvy. Ask it to explain things to you as though you were 5 years old. Ask for pros and cons or multiple perspectives. Consider breaking large tasks into smaller ones. For example, ask first for a headline, then a short article, then a social post based on the article, and then a summary for an email based on that blog post. Specify the audience, such as head of a mid-sized construction company. Upload documents or reference websites to help guide the response from an AI, such as ChatGPT. Ask for very honest feedback, such as the number one reason people don't stay at our hotel. One of the problems with research that's done with humans is they tend to give you positive rather than honest feedback. Challenges with AI and data. 1. Hallucinations. 2. Reliance on historic data and failing when it encounters unpredictable situations. 3. AI inflated data. Lots of data is polluted with bots and AI generated content. 4. Bias. 5. Desire to please you. Here's an AI case study from Domino's Pizza. They improved accuracy of order readiness from 75% to 90% by accounting for factors like how complex an order is and the availability of staff. They optimized supply chains according to the number of delivery drivers and when to hold off on making pizzas. They factored in delivery speed, customer satisfaction, customer retention, tips, and staff time saved with troubleshooting. Here are some AI marketing metrics by category. Conversational AI metrics include response time, issue resolution rate, customer satisfaction, net promoter score, interaction volume, escalation rate, and cost per interaction. Predictive analytics metrics, prediction accuracy, customer retention rate, churn rate, conversion rate, time to insight, hallucination rate, revenue growth, content creation metrics, engagement rate, content output speed, cost per piece of content, research ranking, attention rate, personalization metrics, engagement lift, conversion lift, click-through rate, attention rate, cross-sells, ad targeting metrics, ROAS, cost per action, CTR, engagement, image/video recognition, accuracy, visual brand mentions detected, voice recognition, query accuracy, customer retention, fraud detection metrics, accuracy, false positive rate, response time, cost of savings. One new metric to consider is share of model, instead of the traditional share of search or share of voice. For example, ChatGPT suggested a specific location for medical services that I tried. Consider whether ChatGPT is recommending your brand, and if not, why. AI is particularly good at getting insights that are beyond human perception. For example, ask it to analyze frame by frame 10,000 posts from popular creators in your space. Ultimately, sales data will be the holy grail of metrics for AI performance. The 5 types of AI agents. Autonomous agents execute activities like campaigns and customer support without human involvement. Self-learning agents continuously optimize things like marketing campaigns. Assistants automate repetitive tasks like data collection. Operators automate routine marketing processes such as email workflows and ad bidding. Collaborators provide insights, creative optimization, media mix modeling, customer journey analysis, etc. You can schedule your agents to run hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, and so on, and trigger them based on events like a new sales lead being created.